Well, I think I could have maybe broken earlier. 3-2, love 40, maybe with 3-all, love 40. I didn't, it was tough, but gave myself chances and started to put a few more returns in play, I guess, at 5-all, and I was just also now in the match at that point, feeling good movement-wise, feeling good absorbing his pace, and then also being aggressive myself. And I just think the combination there in those 10 minutes, it all worked out for me. So it was big to win the set, then go on to break early in the second, and then the double break was like a bonus, and from then on I was home basically. So it's a really good match for me.
Roger, I don't know what to call it. It's not a renewal, but a certain kind of reinvigoration or freshness in your career now. Just talk about how that feels, and is that something that you're proud of, that you've achieved this in your career?
Well, look, last year was difficult, so I'm just happy playing enough matches where you feel like you have momentum, you have some confidence as well, and you're enjoying it at the same time, because last year wasn't always the case. I had better moments, but then also tougher ones. So I think just things are easier now, and I'm able to take advantage of the fact that I'm just healthy. And last year I wasn't quite, for most of the year. So then I can also expect so much for myself. But when I do feel good again, this is kind of what I expect for myself. So it's nice proving it to myself and the team and my fans that they can still count on me, and it's nice giving yourself opportunities to win tournament. There's no doubt about that.
In any ways, does it surprise you at all, and the joy is a central part of what's happening?
I mean, surprised. I think I'm surprised that it's all happening all so quickly now, especially the finals in Brisbane. Okay, some might expect that. I was #1 seed and all that, and I had to bye in the first round. But then right away in Australia to beat who I did and keep momentum going with Dubai and now here, and also Davis Cup. So I had played a lot of tennis this year, and I think it shows when I'm playing out there. There's a sense of calmness to my game right now, also confidence, but also that grit and wanting to win badly feeling is out there, which was hard to find at times last year. So now I got it all, and that results came as quick as it did. Maybe that did surprise me a little bit, I guess, yeah.
Roger, it's been a fairly unusual tournament that I think only 2 of the top 10 guys made the quarters here. And some of the guys who were outside the top 10 said they feel more belief now, especially after Stan's win, I think, in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Decided that they can break through. Do you sense that too? And I guess, what do you think took so long for the rest of the guys to really start to believe they actually can beat the top 10?
Well, they got to now prove it. Look, I mean, one tournament doesn't do it all for me yet. I mean, it's nice they believe more in it, and it's nice they take Stan as an inspiration. I think that's great, and that's what it's supposed to be. And I think they should believe more in beating the top guys than just one-offs and once in a while. And of course, it's not going to be easy beating Rafa or Novak. Just like, all right, let's quickly beat those guys and let's get rid of them. It's not how it's going to work. They're all going to be around. Same with Murray and the rest of the guys. So it's just a question: does it happen frequently now, or was this a one-off event? I mean, Novak and myself were still in the draw, so we'll see who's going to end up winning the tournament at the end. Because that's where the points are, that's where the prestige is, and I think it's great to see new players, getting opportunities to play on center court, in quarters, in semis, in maybe a finals of Masters 1000s. It hasn't happened very often, but this might be the time. We'll see.
Did you sense when you were on court ever that those guys, they felt like they couldn't beat you? Did you ever get that sense when you were up there?
I guess you kind of do. It all resets, scoring system always resets, and even when you win a set, it resets, so you always feel the finish line is never quite there. Can't wait for time to pass by, that you're going to make it over the finish line. You always have to go earn it. But sure, when I was on these monster of winning streaks, sometimes, sure, you do feel a little bit invincible at times, but that's like 5 minutes during the match, you know, but not like walking around the grounds and, you know, going to bed at night, not like that.
Were you worried a little bit when you saw that weird wind blowing through here that it might stay around and affect you later? You think about
Well,
that?
I was curious, you know, to see what was going to happen, if it was going to stay around or not, because we did see it in the distance when I was going for dinner, and I was like, you know, like, what is that? Is that just rain, like way over there, or? But I thought it was like a sandstorm or something. So you know, it's windy for both guys, and I've played a lot of wind matches in my career, so I try to be confident, say, you know, if it is this way, it's probably better for me. Maybe it wouldn't have been, I would have lost 2-2, who knows, but I still told myself that when the wind came in. Now that it wasn't as windy, clearly it was nicer for better tennis, that's for sure.
Roger, over the years you've been extremely effective at neutralizing.
Ooh. Sorry, guys. I got the button with my foot. Sorry, guys.
Over the years you've been extremely effective at neutralizing big servers. The same was true tonight with Anderson. Is that something that you've always been able to do, or do you work on it? How are you able to read serves like that so effectively?
I don't know if there's a real secret to it, and if you can actually really work on it. Maybe there's ways to practice your reaction. I'm not sure, but it's more an instinct and a sort of a confidence and momentum with returning. And you can see it a lot with the best players and best returners. When they're on a roll, you can't get past them anymore. And then once you get them going by serving closer to the lines and hitting maybe an ace here or there, everything shifts in the advantage of the server. And the returner is under pressure, having to readjust. But when you're zoning in on somebody's serve, it's hard for the server to break through until he gets that maybe 1 or 2 aces or service winners he's been looking for a while. Yeah, so for me, it's not something I ever worked on. I guess with my one-handed slice, I have a better reach sometimes than double-handers, but you know, I'm a bit more vulnerable maybe to the fact that it is a chip and it's not a hit like what Novak does or other guys do. So it's just a different style of returning, and I'm happy it kind of worked okay against the better players over the years.
Last two, Craig.
Roger, earlier this evening, Alex was asked about playing you.
Alex?
Dom.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he said, well, what do you want to know? He's won 17 Grand Slams, he's broken every record, figure it out. Turning the tables, what are your thoughts on playing Alex?
I'm excited. I like to play against him, and I practiced with him a fair bit in Dubai this year at the end of last season. In the build-up, he was there for a long time in Dubai. So was I. So we caught up and played some practice matches, and it was good, really good fun. And he was playing really well in practice, you know, and he really takes the ball early. He likes to take advantage of the fact when there's a short ball, he just smashes it, and he's got a great serve, and he's super athletic, you know. So maybe the hard work is paying off right now, and he's already been, you know, higher up in the rankings. I was anyway surprised he dropped as low as he did. So it's nice for me to see that he's working his way back, and now playing him, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. We both like to take charge of the point, and it's going to be interesting to see how things are going to go. There's definitely going to be some interesting shots out there, because that's what he has tendency to do.
Roger, I don't know if you haven't seen any of the Stevens-Panetta match that was on earlier, but there was a bunch of on-court coaching timeouts taken at sort of odd times right before one of them served for the match, and then they kept losing games after they had their coach come out. I'm just wondering if you ever thought about how it might work on the men's side and how you might use it if it works, and if you think it has a place in tennis against on-court coaching.
If it had a place in tennis,
yeah.
I really hope it doesn't. I really do. Hanging on, and if it does happen, it's hopefully after I'm done playing. I really don't think it's necessary, and I don't think it's fair, maybe necessarily, because not everybody can afford a coach. Not everybody, you know, it's just not right. We'll see girlfriends walking out. We'll see parents walking out. It's not going to be pretty, you know. It just won't, and it's going to look amateur-like, in my opinion. So, yeah, I hope we'll stay as far away as we can from that idea.
So you think it's something that makes the women's game diminishes it, right?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it seems like it's working, you know. Maybe, I don't know, commentary likes it, they have a different angle to talk about, and clearly when the coach comes on, then they go on a 3-game losing streak. It's like, okay, that wasn't helpful, you know, but it is what it is. It's not the coach's mistake or the player's mistake. It might be, who knows, but I just think tennis is one of those sports maybe we should, it's nice, it's cool to figure it out yourself. You can look over to your coach for comfort and for support, but other than that, I think tennis is one of maybe, could or should be maybe one of those unique sports where you don't get coaching.
Thank you. Swiss press, please.